Hey, it's Nick Doherty here with Royal LePage and Orillia, and I'm excited to share this stat video with you on Orillia detached non-waterfront homes. So let's dive into these stats right now. So the number one stat that we always look at is the number of active listings, and you can see it in this column right here. You can see 140 active listings. You can see July 2025 and you can see July 2024. We are at 143. We are now at 140 from year over year. Okay, so relatively the same as last year, but there is a bit of a difference when we go over to stat number 2, which is the number of sales happening here in Orillia in the detached house space, non-waterfront. Last year at this time, you can see we're at 27 and we're at 45. We've had more home sales this year than we did last year at this time, with relatively the same amount of inventory. And you'll see when we get to stat number 6, the months of inventory, which we're going to be talking about here, it is a lot lower than it was last year at this time. Okay, so let's move into stat number 3, which is everybody's favorite. What are the house prices doing here in Orillia? We can see right here, right now, July 2025, we're at the medium sale price is at 637,650 here, and you can see it's slightly higher if you're looking at the averages here. We're at 644 last month. In June, we're at 650, and you can see the number of sales have gone up. Last month it was in June was 29. We're at 45. Okay, and you can even see if you start to look at the active listings, you can see how it changes throughout the year, how much more inventory there is during the summer months. Okay, so take note of that and how much little inventory, about half of what there is in the summer months, there is in the winter months. So the winter months are not necessarily a negative for putting your house up for sale. It's actually a positive. There's less houses up for sale, less for people to choose from. And yes, there's going to be less buyers looking too, but still a good time to sell your house. It's all relative. Okay, and going back to the stat number 3 here, the prices, you can see last year we're at 695,000. Prices have gone down. That's about a 6.4% decrease in prices year over year. However, we did see a slight increase, 0.7% month over month. And you can see what prices have done relatively over month, all these months here. You can see how they've changed throughout the year, but year over year, it's gone slightly down. Okay, but if you're not selling, or if you're not doing a quick sale, if you didn't buy last year and selling this year, it won't really make a difference to you. Okay, you got to look at when you actually purchased the property. Okay, and okay, if we move into stat number 4, which is days on market, you can see it says 30 days. That's up from last month, and it's relatively the same. You see, it doesn't change too much, really. Okay, it does slightly, but you know, I like to share houses priced properly, positioned properly, present properly. They're going to sell within 30 to 60 days in this market, which is really, honestly, it's not that long. Okay, medium days on market, 21, so it's a little bit lower. And then if we move into stat number 5, list price to sale price, we're at 98% of asking price. Okay, slightly lower than asking price. They've been hovering all year. You can see 97 to 98. Okay, so it's not that bad. If you're listing at 500, you're going to sell your house slightly lower, around 480 or 485, somewhere in there. Okay, and buyers know this. They know they can get a discount in the market right now. However, we are in a balanced market. If you look at stat number 6, months of inventory, which is right here, we're at 3.11%, 3.11 months of inventory. Last year, as I was mentioning, when you look at the stat, we had a lot more months of inventory, 5.3 last year. Again, it comes down to the amount of sales that are happening with the amount of inventory out there. You can see we had a lot less sales than we did last year at this time than we did this July. Okay, so again, we're about 3. A balanced market is considered 3 to 6 months. Okay, so that's something that we always would like to be aware of too. Some of the key points to pull out from this is that the market has increased slightly month over month, 0.7, not a huge thing. Year over year, if you bought your house last year, we are at a deficit here of 6.4%. However, if you're not planning on selling anytime soon, not a huge deal. And if you are considering selling your house or buying an investment property, purchasing a property, and you have any questions at all, you'd like to get a custom home sold report, let me know. Comment below. And again, if you like these videos, comment below, give me a thumbs up, and I will continue to do these videos so you are better in the loop of what is happening here in Orillia in the detached non-waterfront space in the real estate market here in Orillia. Okay, I am Nick Doherty, and I look forward to seeing you next month on the August stat video. Bye for now.